Contagion issue 2 sees Iron Fist and Sparrow find some infected people up in the street. Danny knows they need to call in the big brains like Reed Richards to help out, but the Thing arrives, carrying the infected Reed, Sue and Johnny, hoping Danny has a plan B. He warns Danny not to touch the heroes as he learns that this was all because of the Urchin, a man from Kunlun. Ben talks about how the infected man absorbed the team's powers as he notices it spread to the streets above the subway. He wonders if the Sparrow knows how to stop it, but she doesn't know, only knowing the chaos it brings. Danny says that they need to get the Avengers and X-Men and everyone on board to help, as Ben says that he's taking his family to see Doctor Strange. Ambulances soon arrive as Ben takes off, telling the heroes that he will be back with reinforcements as soon as he can. Iron Fist and Sparrow stop the paramedics from touching any of the bodies, hoping that they have hazmat suits on them. In the McCarthy Medical Hospital, the infection is already spreading thanks to the boy Ben told to get Ruby to the hospital arrives, spreading the disease to the other people in the ER. At Luke Cage and Jessica Jones's apartment, Luke gets a call from Danny, hoping his friend doesn't want to get tacos at 3 AM again. Luke soon learns of the infection and the Urchin creature, causing Luke to get up and get dressed. Jessica wonders why the Avengers aren't called if the infection is spreading, but Luke says that he's going to assess the situation. Jessica says that she's going with him, but he wants her there to stay with Danny since it could be dangerous and their child needs to be looked after. At the Sanctorum, Stephen Strange looks over the infected Reed, Sue and Johnny, saying that while he hasn't seen this before, he knows it's ancient and it's spreading through their bodies and organs, and if he tries to remove it, it will kill them. Stephen knows that the fungus has been magically supercharged and it's older than Kunlun itself. He wants Ben to take him to the subway, but the bodies begin moving, vomiting up fungus spores. At Yancey Street, a CDC member is attacked by one of the infected, as Luke, Danny and Sparrow hear his cries and go to investigate. They soon learn from Sparrow that the Urchin is a living weapon, much like the Iron Fist, and was created to wipe out the people who first settled in Kunlun, but it turned on its creators. At Avengers Mountain, Stephen fills the Avengers in on what's happening, but believes it would not be wise for the Avengers to go rushing headlong into the battle with an infection. Captain America agrees and learns that Strange and Ben will try and locate Patient Zero and wants the Avengers to look it over once he finds samples. Robbie wonders why Ben isn't infected, and Strange says that the fungus is absorbed through the skin pores, and Ben doesn't have any. Iron Man says that he will get his satellites into position so they can track the fungus's movements, and as the meeting ends, Ben alerts Strange to Luke, Danny and Sparrow fighting through the infected CDC team. Ben and Stephen join in, with the Sorcerer conjuring a barrier to keep the Urchin contained. The Urchin uses the Fantastic Four's powers against the heroes, saying it's their fault since they helped someone. Suddenly, the Urchin is attacked by Cloak and Dagger, and the villain is knocked down by Tandy's light daggers. The heroes want Tyrone to use his powers to seal the Urchin in the darkness of his cloak, so he does, swallowing the villain into it. Danny thinks that was easy as Tyrone says that he can feel the villain inside. Luke wants to get to helping the people as Doctor Strange says that Cloak needs to go to the Sanctum with him so they can extract Urchin safely. Tyrone can feel Urchin fighting him and suddenly the villain explodes from his cloak, grabbing Luke and Stephen and infecting them both, saying they told them to trap the villain. Urchin morphs into a giant monster who confronts the heroes and claims that they hurt him. Contagion issue 2 continues the action as the infection spreads through New York, and I'm really enjoying who the main characters of this series are. It isn't the usual Iron Man, Thor, the Avengers characters. In fact, the book goes out of its way to keep them quarantined and out of the story, which was a really cool decision and something I think other viral outbreak stories could probably learn a thing or two for. Keep them away so they don't get infected and their powers aren't used against the heroes. It's very smart and really cool. It also allows characters like Iron Fist and the Thing to take center stage. It's great to see how everyone's reacting to this viral outbreak as well, and how they plan on combating it, which is what the series is mainly focused on, how they go about fighting it by learning about it and whatnot. But what I'm most looking forward to is learning a little bit more about the Urchin. We got a little bit here, but I'm hoping we learn a little bit more about exactly what it is. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.